Hi, I'm Noah Horton, the CEO of Unsupervised.com, the biggest vendor of unsupervised learning AI software. This video series is talking about how COVID has changed the world for analytics organizations and how those organizations need to operate. But this video is for CEOs to talk about the really critical overview things for that. So the key things to know is that the world has changed, and that when you're dealing with the analytics organizations and how the rest of the business deals with them, you need to be able to focus on giving them direction of where they need to be focusing. You need to be reorienting the values that they're operating against in this new world. And then you need to help give them a new operating model that achieves the right goals in this. So let's talk about the world changing for a minute. Historically, those teams have relied on BI. And what that really means is whenever you ask them why something's happening, they're using their prior experience to know what to go look at in BI, to take guesses at what might be driving current behaviors. Now, the COVID era has changed everything on that. Nobody has intuition anymore, so those techniques don't work very well. Now, on the automated side, most of what those teams have invested in is supervised learning. It's about using historical data to predict the future. And unfortunately, that's completely broken in this world because obviously historical periods and historical data don't look anything like the present or the future. So those techniques just fully don't work right now. The techniques that do work are the unsupervised learning techniques that are meant for problems where people don't know what's going on in the data and they need the machine to help them figure that out. So those techniques work very, very well right now, but a lot of organizations don't have many of those deployed yet. So regardless of whether the organization has deployed those techniques to help them, or if they're just trying to operate with manual analysis and doing what they can with their own intuition, there are three things that are going to be important with how those organizations function. So the first is you need to give them direction on when to focus. And what I mean by when to focus is there's three periods that are happening through this. There's the COVID era itself that we're in the middle of right now, where it's all about understanding what is happening today so that we can make quick tactical reactions. Then the next period is going to be the transition period where we're moving out of COVID into a new normal. And it's about being able to go with that transition very quickly and know where to make investments as business and how to react. And then the third period is the post-COVID world, the new normal, at which point we are going to be in a normal operating state, but it's going to be different than what the old one looked like. And the winners are going to be the people who understand that new world the best. So you need to figure out where you want the teams focusing. Is it just in that initial COVID period, or do you want them starting to think about the future? Then the values need to change for those teams. And this is an important thing from the CEO. The more you can support it, the better. But historically, those teams have been focused on confidence. Every result that they've shown you is something that they've spent weeks or months validating from a bunch of different angles and making sure it's perfect. They are going in with high confidence in everything they do. But you need them not to do that right now. You need them to be focused on speed and agility. You need them investigating data and coming up with insights in what's happening on a daily basis. And you need them sitting down with the business and talking about that fast and frequently. Really, every day is the ideal on that as well, so that the business is getting empowered with what's going on this minute. And the analytical teams are getting the feedback of where the business wants them to be digging in more and where they want them focusing. So suddenly it's not about high confidence in everything they show. It's about showing a lot of stuff quickly and then reacting to it intelligently. Now, the last part of it is whenever there are changes of that scale, you need to give the team some real operating guidance on how they deal with this. They need a model. And the right model for this is the value funnel. It's a process that I go through in another video that is about how we get those teams operating very quickly and being able to track how effective it is for them to be going through all of these things on a frequent basis. And it then guides the business teams on how to think about reacting to all of those things that are coming out of the analytics organization, and ultimately measure what's happening through all of those steps against end business impact. Because everything we need to do needs to go back to ROI at the end of the day. So those are going to be the critical things for you as a CEO to know and think about with your analytics organizations right now. How the world has changed around them and broken a bunch of their techniques, how they need to be focused on the right periods of time and have direction on that, how they need to be shifting the values that they're focused on through this, and then having the right operating model that supports all of that and bases all of it in ROI. So I hope all of that is helpful. And if you have any other questions, I hope you reach out and that I get a chance to talk to you. Thanks, and stay safe.